straight.
All right, so our first amazing guests are Beverly and GQ Grandison, and they're everything. And so welcome.
I love you ladies. Can I just tell y'all, these are two sisters rocking it in Northeast of America. And I will tell you that it is just an honor to be side by side by them. Seriously, inspiring healthy living through growing with the Tower Garden. We are on separate lines, and some of you might understand that for seasoned partners that have joined our mission already. And others who are new and invited and you're a guest on this call, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is really teamwork, making the dream work. And that's why we do this every weekend, to just expose people to so many options that we have that some people didn't even know existed. That's the crazy thing. So you heard, I'm Beverly and my husband, Johnny Grandison. We are qualifying national marketing directors with the Juice Plus company. And I will tell you, this has been a 15-year journey. And it actually started 17 years ago. I was actually in the Army, jumping out of planes, and thought I was a bionic woman, and chronic fatigue set in for 2 years, couldn't fight it. After, like I said, my Afghanistan tour. So then half my face went numb, half my taste sensory disappeared, couldn't lift anything with my right hand. So they had to run further tests. They ruled out a whole bunch of different diseases, and they landed on multiple sclerosis, MS, autoimmune, life-altering, career-ending, had no idea what that was, had a healthy family, but thank God. And I say in every call now that I do, get to know your neighbors, love on your neighbors, because you might need your neighbors. And those neighbors were amazing to us. The Weebies treat us like their kids. They said, you know what, you can beat this. It's in your diet, change your lifestyle. So their son had fought stage 4 brain tumor cancer previous years before. They understood the direct link between disease and nutrition. So they sat us down, educated us, empowered us about whole food, plant-based eating. And it made sense to us. We knew our bodies needed more nutrition to fight whatever was going on. And so we made some major lifestyle changes. Now I will tell you, through this call, you're gonna hear a bunch of different stories, and I'm gonna tell you and make sure you clarify it up front. We are not saying that Juice Plus heals, prevents, reverses any diseases. But what we are saying is we know what the science says about Juice Plus, that it does make a significant difference in a human being body, and it's absorbed in the body completely. And so that science said, okay, let's do this. And then back then, $50 a year, now it's $52 a year to join the mission. And we were like, we can get the, retail sales back. We had no idea. I had no idea about businesses like this. Matter of fact, I wasn't interested in a business like this, but we said, why not? We can try it, see what it does for us. And if it works, we can share it and see where it goes from there. Well, fast forward the story, 15 years later, I love it more today than I did back then. Medicine-free, totally in control of our health. I've only had to take medicine one time in 15 years, to include Tylenol, Motrin, or aspirin. I'm telling y'all, food is medicine. And that's what my husband and I have sunk ourselves into these last years, really just educating and empowering people to make informed decisions to take control of their health. And it's been such a phenomenal journey. I tell you that our company is experiencing record sales. This is a 50-year-old company. This year, 1970, great year, because I guess what, I'm fabulous 50 this year. Woo, woo, yay, I'm feeling good about that thing. And the last 2 months, record sales. Partners, our checks are all increasing, which means more lives are being impacted. I know Tower Gardens are soon to get off back order and start getting shipped again. So right now up front, if you haven't ordered it, before you get off of this Zoom call, you might want to go ahead and order it and get on the list so that you're not too far below and just not getting it until like later this summer, okay? So needless to say, those lifestyle changes and the lives we've been able to impact over these years have been nothing short of phenomenal. And then God is just continuing to send amazing people on the mission to lock arms with us to continue to reach generations to come. And that's what it all matters, that we're making a difference for our kids' kids, right? So with that, I'm going to change it over to Johnny and let him finish the rest of the story. And I just can't thank you all again. And we're excited. Go ahead, Johnny, because I'll talk till Jesus come. Oh, my goodness.
Well, hello, everyone. As Beverly said, we kind of got thrust into this whole health situation just because of her diagnosis. But as we were in the hospital, the medical staff there said, hey, there are 3 drugs we want you to look at. One, she'd give herself a shot every day. One, she'd give herself a shot every other day. And they were working on a drug she'd give herself a shot every month, but hadn't got it approved. And before we left the hospital, they were like, oh, by the way, there's only a 50-50 chance either of these drugs might work. So when we got to our neighbor's house and they were, just waiting to hear what we found out, they were like, you know what, you can beat this, but it's in your diet. Get rid of the white pasta, white sugar, white flour, anything white and processed, take out your diet and eat more fruits and vegetables. That's when they showed us a picture of the son's x-ray where he had a stage 4 brain tumor about the size of a grapefruit. So we were sitting there saying, you know what, we might as well at least try the juice plus, because if it doesn't work, we can always go back to the medications. And so as we were focusing on Beverly's situation, I had been diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is an intestinal disorder, chronic inflammation, some years before that. And I had just given some blood work before we started, and when it was time for my follow-up visit, Beverly suggested I go get a copy of all my blood work. Had never done that before and figured if the doctors didn't call me saying, get into the office right now, I figured everything was okay. So as I sat there looking at my blood work, I realized I had all kinds of highs and lows across the previous set of blood work. But after being on Juice Plus about 45 days, all those highs were down into the range and all those lows were up into the range except for one. And that was C-reactive protein, which we later found out was a biomarker for people with chronic inflammation. So as an engineer, I'm used to looking at graphs and charts all the time. But what it did for me is it identified something I already knew to be true, but then it was correcting things I had no clue about, and that was important. So over these last 15 years, we've been constantly telling our story, just sharing what it's done for us and the power of whole food nutrition. And as we did so, we realized that, everybody's body is totally different. Everybody's in a totally different space. But I don't think there's any situation where good nutrition won't help, just like there's no situation where poor nutrition won't hinder. So as we've been helping people with their health since 2012, it's given us the ability to help them with their food sources as well. So that when they introduced the Tower Gardens, then that was just a great way that we can actually help people grow fruits and vegetables without soil. And so what I'm going to do now is flip my screen around so you can see our Tower Garden home, which is the newest model they had, where it's a 13-gallon reservoir, and you can grow 16 full-size plants, but you also have the ability to grow 16 micro-sized plants for 32 plants. And you can do it indoors or outdoors. And so here, I'm going to share with you our Tower Garden Flex, which is the full size of the original version, where it has a 20-gallon reservoir at the bottom, and you can grow 20-size plants, full-size plants, or even have an extension to make it, 28. And so with the grow lights, the LED lights consumes very, very little, very, very little power, but it just gives you the ability to just control what you do. It's great for herbs and plants and stuff like that for indoors. And I think Beverly's now gone outside where she can share. Okay, so we're gonna share the full-size plants of the plants we have on our deck.
Hey guys, so I'm always excited, right? Because this is the community garden, and it's light enough now because we're going into the summer, so that you guys. So this is the 3-pack, right? It doesn't come with the wheels or the cage, but those are accessories that you can add. And I'm telling y'all, these are neglected, okay? I mean, we have to do tower care. They're overgrown, really. I mean, we've been plucking and plucking, and you can see the richness. These are seeding, so it's now time for it to replant. Celery, y'all been hearing about my celery like crazy. We need to still juice all this more celery. Really, we need to take this stuff down. And then you can see the kale, which is beautiful. I've been cutting chives all week, and they just keep growing back. And then y'all, each time, if you've been on this call, you've heard me, and for the new people, okay, that's why we keep on doing the same thing over and over, because we want people to see that you can keep growing. This shard has been growing for over 3 years, going into the 4. And so you can keep growing. So you don't have to start over. And if somebody can please save us locally with all this mint, look at this beast baby right here. This is crazy, y'all, huh? And so this celery, that you still got to cut more. Look at this celery. More of it just got to get cut and we got to juice this bad boy. And then you can see this is the other side of the shard, right? And then we have, oh, y'all, so my zucchini. So last week I couldn't even show you that, but if you can see that, this week, look at that. My zucchini is coming up already, right? And then my squashes are going to be coming up, so you'll see that next week. I mean, we got more. We've already harvested strawberries, and more strawberries are coming out. You can see that. So this thing is phenomenal, y'all. We just really, really love our towers. That's my happy place, my happy zone, where I really feel like, that is God's creation. And this morning I went live and I showed people how easy it was to go straight from tower to table and literally just make your smoothies. We love smoothies. That's another part of Juice Plus Complete line. It's a small product line, and we have micronutrition and macronutrition, and then we're growing. We have what you need, whether you're looking for your health, your wealth, your peace of mind, amazing community, like-minded people who really get it and are loving on each other and really impacting lives for a generation to come. So y'all, thank y'all for coming on, sharing this time with us, and we're gonna fade away. We're gonna fade away this time. So we love y'all. Thank you, Sharon and Adrian.
Okay, awesome. Thank you,
This was one
yes.
very popular call to get into. I am just so excited that all of you are here tonight to learn more about how to take positive steps in the right direction for your health. So my name is Kim Vanderheiden. I've been part of this community now for over 10 years. And when I came to it, the Tower Garden wasn't part of our offering. And I just love that we can gather, and you can see the wow factor of the Tower Gardens. I mean, it's pretty much speaks volumes for itself. If you want to take control and grow produce 12 months out of the year with the easy button, there's your Tower Garden. So when I was introduced to the Juice Plus company, it really was for one simple reason, is that I was looking to make that one simple change to get more fruits and vegetables into my family's diet. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about Juice Plus. Because I think that all of us would agree that more fruits and vegetables are a good thing. And I listened to a gut health talk this week with a health professional. And I love that she had just some simple but profound quotes that I just want to share with you, is that all health starts in the gut. 70 to 80% of your immune system sits there. So when you agree that having a healthy immune system is really important, right? And if it sits in your gut, wouldn't you also agree that the food that we're putting into our gut matters? Food is either going to build you up or it's going to tear you down. There is no gray area, and we need to get enough plants into our diet every single day. The recommendation, if this was a Juice Plus talk, we could go on for about 30 minutes to share some great education. If you're getting exposed to Juice Plus for the first time, I would highly suggest you get with the person that invited you on and get a video, because I'm just going to really kind of go through it quickly. But that was my aha moment over 10 years ago when I learned about Juice Plus, is that food either builds us up or tears us down. And I didn't understand that concept. I did know that fruits and vegetables were good for us, but I didn't understand the role that processed foods were completely compromising my family's health. So we had the fun snacks in the house, right? The Pop-Tarts and the goldfish and the chicken nuggets and the fries, and I was pouring gasoline onto my family's immune system, specifically my boys. They were diagnosed with asthma and allergies when they were infants. And for the greater part of 9 years, I pumped them with 3 different medications every single day to manage that. And I thought that was normal. They had the eczema, molluscum on them, which all things tied to their gut health, tied to their immune system. So a friend shared Juice Plus with me. I'm going to show you a visual that changed my world. It was this visual of 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries. And now we have our plant-based omega that had been juiced for me, pulverized for me. I get envious when Beverly talks about her juicing and she's going to juice this and juice that. And I'm like, I just want an easy button. I want it done for me. This is what I love. I love it done for me and in a capsule and in a chewable for my kids. So that's what I saw 10 years ago. I learned that my kids could get it for free. If my husband and I got on board, the 2 of them would get it for free. And we literally made that one simple change. We did not change our diets because I didn't know what I didn't know, but I knew that this was going to be smart. And over the course of just a couple of months, my boys went from 3 medications to no medications. And they had been on that for 9 years because for the first time in their life, their immune system was finally supported. And that's just our personal story. I'm not saying that this would be your story as well. But what I do know is if our immune system sits in our gut and we start to give it more plants, good things are going to happen. And so for me, I'm one of those type of people that if I find something that I like, I'm going to share it with other people. And this was too good to keep to myself. And so I decided on day one that I was going to jump in with 2 feet and not only get the products for my family, but, be a voice and get out there and share this with as many people as possible. I have to say I was a little angry You know, when I think about my story, I was a little angry at the time that I hadn't heard about this from my doctor, when for the better part of 9 years, I had been asking, what can I do for my kids? What can I do to not have them tied to these medications? And I was told, you know, Mom, you're doing all that you can be doing. You're on the Rolls Royce of asthma meds. And not once were we ever asked about nutrition or a diet. And it would have been very easy to say, hey, you got way too much sugar and processed foods in your diet, add more plants, but that conversation never happened. And what I love about our community is that we can be that voice for so many people, right? Whether you, you know, for me, again, I knew I was going to share this with my close family members and friends. I knew that I was going to share this with the moms at the bus stop. I knew I was going to share this with my coworkers who I was, you know, working in corporate at the time. And what ended up happening for me, and I'm just going to share this part of the story and journey, because as you go through tonight, I want you to all think about, who could you share this with? Who could you impact? Who could you bring on next week to this call? Because that's what our community is about, inspiring healthy living one family at a time. And for me, I decided to play big, and I decided to share it with a lot of families, because I also caught a vision of what this could be for my family's financial side. And I didn't want to be tied to a corporate job anymore. I had a very successful career in high tech, but it took me away from my family. And I just wanted to change that picture. I wasn't the type of mom that I wanted to be, and I wanted to get back home with my kids. And this business also brought me home. I was able to replace that income, and now I've been home with my kids. So I just wanted to share that piece with you, that we not only have these gorgeous tower gardens for you to get behind and to enjoy, but we also have an amazing way for you to get more fruits and vegetables in your family every single day, you know, in a very easy way as well. So Hicks Sisters, as always, thank you so much for having me on. Appreciate all that you're doing for our community.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. We're going to play a short video now because we have a few teachers on the call, and they wanted to see a short video.
I can't wait to show you everything in the school. You'll be amazed what you can do in this classroom. The whole idea is to just really grow happy, healthy children, and that's why I love using Tower Garden. We grow food, we cook, we eat, we play. Kids love to be here. One of the things that I love, seed propagation in math. 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, they cut them, they do ratios, statistics. It's just little innovative ideas like this. Everything that I did so that these children will grow up with this culture of expectation, that kind of small success has gone to bigger success. One student at a time, one tower at a time. I want to focus on quality of learning. I honestly believe that there is no better product for that for students and schools than a Tower Garden.
Okay, the Juice Plus and Tower Garden community loves Mr. Ritz, Stephen Ritz. They have changed so many lives with Tower Gardens in schools and all over the world, from Dubai to they did a foster care agency. They did so many different things, and I'm just going to.
Hey, we all bless you. Can we all please just give Stephen Ritz some noise? Make some noise for Stephen Ritz.
Yo, I've been looking at,
We got royalty in the
all the
building.
names. Good.
Stephen.
A happy Saturday and a wonderful graduation to all of the seniors of 2020, the moms of senior 20s, to all my first line people, second line people, first responders, emergency responders, essential workers. God bless you and good evening. And hello from the beautiful Bronx. I'm here with me, myself and I, socially distancing responsibly, with, of course, my Tower Garden 12 stories up in the middle of the Bronx. And I'm just honored to be here with all of you today. I want to shout out my sister in crime, Sharon, who came out to support us and plant 10,000 seedlings across the Bronx this past Thursday to help feed those in need. So when I talk about a community that I love and is near and dear to me, that includes each and every one of you. So I did hear a bit of the tail speaker. Thank you, Kim, for that amazing job. And it's simple, people. Now more than ever, fresh fruits and vegetables. I don't care if you eat them, bathe them, get them in capsules, swallow them, grow them. The best thing you can do for your immunity system and for your children is to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables. And of course, I'm just super inspired to be growing a tower garden in my living room, 12 stories up in the middle of the Bronx. And if I can, you can, we all can, because we are Americans. And that's what this is about, becoming stronger together. So let's pop up some questions. Sharon, do you have any questions for me? Hey, Denise, I see everybody. I love you too, Denise. Thank you. Great to see the comments. I've got my gangster shirt on for you guys tonight. I'll blow myself up. There I am. Oh, let's see who's in the sidelines here. This is so cool. So good to see some else. I see the Grandersons. What up? What up? Who else is down there? I can say hello to everybody, but shoot me some questions. How can I be of service to you guys tonight? Or do you have any specific questions?
Guest on a call about the foster care agency with the Tower Gardens, please.
Sure. So this is one of the projects that I'm involved in that is literally most near and dear to me. A little bit about, so we have the first foster care commercial farm in all of America. And believe it or not, it's in the mountains of Appalachia, in the heart of the opioid crisis, where we have the lowest graduation rates in the country. And I had learned about this place and this situation through some colleagues, where literally these children who have lost their parents to either prison, drug addiction, or death were living. And at age 21, they're given a welfare card and dropped off at a homeless shelter and said, good luck, because they age out of the foster care system. 73% of these children do not graduate high school. 51% of them wind up chronically unemployed, and 28% of them wind up in prison within 2 years. And I said, this is just something that's wholly unacceptable. I had been looking at some of the work that the founder of our company, Jay Martin, was doing with the Juice Plus Technical Center in Memphis, and that kind of inspired me. And I spoke with Jay, and we looked at all the things that were working and weren't working, and I decided, why not? Let's build a foster care farm to create jobs in the middle of coal country that is solar powered. The farm is up, the farm is running, they've had their first harvest, and we are going to now create 21 tiny homes surrounding that commercial farm in the middle of the mountains to make sure that each and every child has a place to live, a place to work, and an opportunity to grow something greater. So this has been a project of mine that has been in the fruition under construction for about 2 years. Literally, we broke ground last December. The first harvest is up, and as soon as I can get on a plane, and I keep saying if I don't get on a plane, I'll drive or walk there. I'm meeting with the executive director via Zoom call on Monday to plan out next steps. And you can be sure next conference, whether it's live or virtual, I'm bringing those 21 young men right to you to say thank you, because most of this work happens because of the support that I get from the Juice Plus family. And whether it's been you guys purchasing this book, The Power of a Plant, or this book, which has helped me hire parents out of public housing to work in public schools, it has been remarkable. For those of you who don't know, not only do I have a tower garden in my living room, I also have a portable farm. So I've been doing all kinds of read-along lessons and all kinds of things with children. On the Instagram page, we have 26 stories written by my dear friend, also a Juice Plus family member, Hamilton Brower, called Magnificent Words to Live By. I will send anybody who wants a copy of this book for free. Simply go to the Green Bronx Machine website and order your copy today on the merchandise page. I'll send it to you with a note. It's a daily inspirational read. I started doing it for children, but it turns out that adults and teachers like it. It's 90-second. It's been lots of fun. I've been doing all kinds of readings with Jack and the Beanstalk, the Three Billy Goats Gruff. Every week I'm doing children's stories. Oh, did I hold it upside down? I'm sorry, upside down. The Three Billy Goats Gruff. They all attacked my tower garden, so I'm teaching kids. In 2 weeks, we'll be doing weekly Zoom lessons for cooking and harvesting right off the tower garden. But again, all of this happens because the Juice Plus community puts unity back in the community. So I'm so grateful to be a part of it. I'm looking at Sharon smiling ear to ear. She showed up with her gangster shirt on and a face mask and her mask. Thank you. Is, with our Sustainable Gangster campaign, these shirts are made by people who are getting living wage. We sell them, and then each purchase turns into either 100 seedlings donated, and also right now, most importantly, 1 bag of food that is delivered door to door to a senior citizen who is recovering from cancer and food insecure. So because of you guys, literally, if you've been following us on social media, every week we do the deliveries, every week people keep purchasing, and every week we keep going out and getting another truckload of food and take a 26-mile ride up and down through the streets of New York City, delivering food door to door to seniors. And that's the strength of this company. Our chief executive officer, Paolo, talks about getting back to better. And, I'm glad your shirts came, Kim. I love it too, Beverly. I'm reading some of the comments on the blog. Even, ever since I've been taking my Omegas, my eyes are getting better. So hopefully next conference, I won't even need these glasses. But this is the strength of who we are as a company, as individuals. And that's why I'm so proud to hang my hat right here with all of you. I need a haircut, I know, but I'll get one soon. Or if not, I'll find someone to do it for me. I may even do it myself. But again, thank you to each and every one of you. Sharon has been one of our most loyal supporters. She's been to the classroom. She's been to the farm. She's shown up at professional developments. And let me share with you this, ladies and gentlemen, as an educator and as an administrator, the focus on nutrition could not be more critical now. Not only for immunity, but for really teaching. Kitchen tables are now the new classrooms. Your children are home. Tower Gardens provide responsibility, they provide access, they provide procedures, they provide structures that really give children something to do while you're trying to run your life out of your home. But now more than ever, we have the time to really make healthy eating fun. Sure, we want things to be convenient, but we also now have the time to sit around the tables as families, as Americans, to talk about what's important and to really grow a more sustainable and more nourishing palate. So please take the time to cook with your children, to teach them about healthy food. It could not be more important in this age of coronavirus. Questions?
Yes.
Stephen. We have
Hello?
the doctor that's going to speak now and ask this question. Thank you.
You got
So
it.
I have 2 questions. I'm the doctor that you're talking about. The 2 main questions, and I want you to answer each of them separately. The light that you're exposing the plants to grow, what kind of impact does it have on the people that live in the house? What kind of radiation exposure does it expose the family, the people that are in the house, number one? And how safe is this light exposure to the plant that's going to be consumed? That's question 1. And question number 2 really is the chemicals that you're putting into this system, into the Tower Garden to grow these plants. How safe and sound are these to be consumed? I have babies at home. I have young children at home. And I want to know if anybody has ever done a study or any proven record that this is safe. Because listen, the whole family is going to be exposed. I want to understand the safety of it.
Well, first and foremost, doctor, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a doctor, and thank you for all that you do to ensure the health of every single patient that you touch. So we're going to break this down into a couple of things. First and foremost, the lights. These are LED tested lights. There's no blues, there's no greens, there's no ultra high frequencies. So these lights are safe. Not only are they safe for children, they're safe in classrooms. And I'm going to do something that's going to give people a heart attack. See this light right here behind me? Look at this. I'm taking off my hat and I'm banging it on my head. And why am I doing that? I'm showing you because, listen, little hands like to touch things. The coolest thing about these lights is that they are literally indestructible. And what does that mean? It means no broken glass. It means no mercury. It means safety and security, because trust me, I am in 7,000 schools across the country. So no one is more excited than me about having these LED lights from a safety standpoint. From an absolute safety standpoint, they are indestructible. The beauty of these lights is also for those who are doing things with schools and children in the maker space. They can literally run on a solar battery or a small solar panel. Now, the next question, nutrients. Love that question. Thank you for asking that question. These nutrients I like to refer to as beyond organic. And why are they not just simply organic? Because the only way you can get an organic certification in the United States is to have soil-grown food. Plain and simple. If it's not grown in soil, it will not be organic. But these minerals are a combination of two things. Earth minerals, things that are refined from the earth, and sea minerals, kind of like algae, seaweed. If you look at the NPK on the Tower Garden nutrients, they are some of the lowest in the world. It is 021 and 021, your typical stuff that's available right off the shelf in Home Depot, your hardware store, your local landscape is 10, 14, 12. Some of the super high-end chemical configurations in hydroponic systems are as high as 30, 36, and 42. Again, we put Tower Gardens into over 10,000 schools. We have not had an accident or an injury yet. My biggest fear as a public school administrator is fear of a child getting hurt, fear of being shut down. I don't recommend drinking the nutrients, so I want to put that right out there, but I've had children accidentally spill them, get them on their skin, get them near anything that can go wrong will go wrong. As a parent, we all know that. As a public school teacher, everybody knows I can't believe my kids just did that. But the sole reason why I use Tower Garden technology is simply because I feel it is the safest, most efficient technology in the world. Emphasis on safe. I've grown hundreds, thousands of pounds of food with thousands of children and have never had an incident. So that's what's going on there. If you are concerned about lighting, let's talk about lighting. The most beautiful thing is you can configure the indoor lighting to come on with this easy-to-use one-click timer while your children are sleeping. You know, the plants don't know what time it is, only you do. So you can configure this timer to run whenever you want, wherever you want. So those are some of the reasons why I use Tower Garden technology. And again, this technology has been tested by so many schools, universities. It was featured at Disney. That's where, you know, the Juice Plus company actually found the original company of Future Growing and Tim Blank. And one thing about Disney, whether you like them or not, and I'm not here to debate that, I will say that they do their due diligence about exposing their clients to things that are safe, effective, and guaranteed. So I hope I answered your question effectively. If not, please follow up.
Thank you so much. You are awesome. You are just so awesome. Thank you so much. We have another question, one more question.
Hold on. Before you leave, one more question about the lighting. This is LED and it's non-radiated light, correct?
That is correct, sir.
We have to go to another question. Thank you, doctor. We will follow up with you after the call.
Okay.
Next question.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. The best award I have is husband, parent, and teacher. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Francis. I'm from Middletown, New York. And I don't really have a question. I really have a comment. I want to tell all of you thank you very, very much because you guys have inspired me so much. And Stephen, my hair standing up. I'm telling you, I feel like I am in heaven right now. You have opened my eyes to something so spectacular. I can't wait to share with my friends and my other colleagues. All of you, thank you all.
You're welcome.
Have a great night, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you tell us about how you was able to get the first Tower Garden into the first school that you got it into in the Bronx and with the green Bronx machine?
Wow, Sharon, that's a walk down history. Literally, I was conversing with that first principal today. And it kind of relates back to the doctor's question in a lot of ways. You know, first and foremost, thank you for whoever put up on the screen. I think it was Kathy and I was a Global Teacher Prize finalist. But again, you know, I am president of the Children's Union, I jokingly say. I am CEO, Chief Eternal Optimist of the Bronx, and I'm always looking for ways to innovate with children. And I literally came across this company and this product by mistake. I had been working with some of the most at-risk youth in New York City, overage and undercredited children who came back to high school after stints in all kinds of facilities, not usually the kind that we imagine our children wanting to attend or be sentenced to. And our students, my students and I won the National Indoor Gardening Championship. We had been doing gardening, rooftop gardening, community gardening, all sorts of technology. And by happen chance, I happened to win the National Indoor Gardening Championship with my students. We were sent out to California, and I came across this product. And what I love about this product is right here, it's sitting behind me. This is 24 days in my living room. This is Whole Foods in my living room. I can't go to a supermarket in my community and get this kind of produce. But 8,000, so I took it upon myself to bring this technology to public schools, then set out, wrote curriculum around it. And again, there are a couple of pieces to the work that I do. Part of it is whole school performance, but the other thing is that most of the children who I see come from food insecure communities. Places in communities where you don't have access to fresh food, where children don't know about healthy eating. So the one thing I realized at a very early age is that if children grow kale, they eat kale. If you put a seed in a child's hand and you make a promise that that little seed will grow into a big plant, they get excited about it. And for me, it was game changing. It was 7 years ago that I switched my work from high school students to really focusing on the literal ones so I can get them on the trajectory of good health and continue to build healthy habits instead of getting them later in life when I had to unpack bad habit after bad habit after bad habit. And then I realized that, you know, this kind of technology really aligns well with next generation science standards and so much of the inquiry process involved with public education that I've just taken it to a whole new level. And the remarkable thing is there are 10,000 schools right now in the United States with a tower garden. I go around the world putting tower gardens into schools, but the most important thing I do is at the heart of what this company's ethos, pathos, and logo say. My goal is to inspire healthy living, inspire healthy learning, and grow the next generation of high-performing, happy, healthy students, and put an end to big pharma.
Beverly and Kim, do y'all have any questions before we close out with the amazing?
Look, I'm gonna kill you and Sharon because I didn't get the memo that we were gonna have this amazing surprise because I was like, is that Stephen Ritz the real Stephen Ritz? What?
It's the real. So a couple of things, people. Let me put this out there real quick. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. And, you know, I'm anxious to go hear the president give his high school, the former president, I should say, who in many ways is still my president, but putting my politics out there, and I'm sorry for that, give his graduation speech. But 8 years ago, this was me. For those of you who know my story, I was over 300 pounds, okay? I have eaten my way to good health, and I eat it every day. So if I can, you can. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. So make a commitment to doing one thing and then build on that. The next thing is this business is a wonderful business. It involves sticking with people who succeed. So you first and foremost thank Sharon for inviting you, or for whoever brought you to this meeting. Thank them and stick with the winners. That's what this is really about. You commit, you grow something greater, and you make epic happen. In terms of things that you can see, you can go to the Green Bronx Machine website. There are wonderful, wonderful free resources. Every month I update the grants pages, and not only for tower gardens, for all kinds of things in public schools. I am a public school advocate, so I put grants out there that everyone can apply for. I want to be supportive of you. I so appreciate your support of me. You can follow either Stephen Ritz on social media or Green Bronx Machine on social media. Every week we put out helpful tips, articles, shareable content. It's really, for me, about growing something greater. And again, I'm just so proud to be part of this family. No, I'm not a distributor. So, doctor, I want to make it very clear to you, I'm not paid to be here, nor am I selling anything. I am here because I am a believer. I am the leader of the cult. And I'm blessed to be part of a family that embraces me and supports me and my children and the work that I do all around the world. In case in point, to Sharon, who's on my side screen, who showed up in 80-degree weather with her sustainable gangster shirt on to help plan food for needy families and needy seniors. And that's what this community is all about. But the upside to this, people, if you're new, is this is the only organization in the world where your paycheck is reflective of how many people you help. So if you really are a helping person and have a great network, your ability to make a great life for yourself and help facilitate a great life for others, you are where you need to be. So to each and every one of you, God bless you. Thank you for being here on Saturday night. Thank you for listening to me. I jokingly say I have the face for radio, so I do a lot more radio than TV appearances these days. But thank you for all that you do. Get a sustainable gangster shirt at the website, and let's make Epic happen. Sharon, we're replanting in 4 weeks. I'm putting in another 100,000 seedlings across public housing in the next 4 weeks. So I'll be in touch. And I don't want anyone to think about getting back to normal. I encourage all of you to follow the words of our CEO, Paolo, and think about how can we get back to better.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, I gotta get up, I gotta stomp, I gotta get up and stomp and everything. This is just so amazing. Thank you so much. We are all so grateful for what you, your wife, and your daughter does for this Juice and Travel Garden community. We cannot thank you enough. You show up and you show out, and you are the real deal. This was definitely, we are grateful. This was an honor, and I'll be out there to help do some more seedlings.
And you can see the video. So we posted the video on my page of socially distant planning. It was really cool. I'm going to continue to get more pictures up. Literally, Lizette and I were out all day today delivering food. We got home tonight. I committed to this call, and now I'm going to go watch the president. I'll be out tomorrow, back on the farm in the Bronx.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you again. Let's give Stephen Ritz a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Yes.
I hope to see all of you in person soon. I'm sending you all personal hugs.
Thank you.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Adrian.
That was amazing. And Stephen, I'm sure Sharon will be out there with a crew next week. I can guarantee you that.
Listen, if you need me to build a farm up in Middletown, holler. I'll get on.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Have a good night. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, thank you again, Sharon, for making that happen. You are amazing and awesome. And I know you will be out there with a crew. Ours just gonna be perfect because there's only one other person that on this call that can come in upstage, Mr. Ritz, and that's Mr. Phillip and his mom, Precious.
Hey everybody, I'm Phillip Vancouver III. This is my mother, Precious, and she taught me everything I know about towers.
Phil, why do you think it's so important for kids to eat healthy?
If kids eat healthy at a young age, they're going to eat healthy when they're adults.
I agree. I think you hit the nail on the head. I believe it's my responsibility as a parent to model good behavior, good eating practices. So everything that I do, it will be a replica to him. And together we are basically destroying those unhealthy generational curses, those things that tells us or makes us brainwashed to believe that we have to live with all these illnesses and diseases. And so for me, I am free, 3 years free of migraines, stomach ulcers, chronic fatigue, severe anemia, all because I changed my eating patterns. And so I am doing those things right in front of my children so that they can see it, so they can practice those habits, and then continue when they become adults to do the exact same thing. I will never stop growing my own food, and I will never stop taking Juice Plus, because at 40, I am the healthiest that I've ever been in my entire life. So Phil, are you ready to show everybody our tower?
Yeah.
All right.
So this is our tower, Sunshine. My sister named it Sunshine. We've been growing it for 12 weeks. Now, vegetables I'm about to tell you are vegetables we just planted on Monday. White scallion, basil, and red romaine. This side, broccoli and oak leaf. This is lettuce. Now, excuse me. On this side, this is the mint. This is where we grow most of it, but we just cut it off, so it's not as much. It's not as big as it usually is. Now, on the bell peppers, we have flowers and bell peppers, and it's cool. Right, there's one right there and one right there, and it's cool because how it grows out of the flower. It's really fascinating to me. And this is the black eggplant. And I'm gonna skip the cucumber. We just realized that there's several buds of cucumbers, several new buds of cucumbers. And lemon balm, cilantro, and lavender. And what I just said, equal to the mint, my mom loves putting them in her shakes, her tea, and her water. Now, this is the cherry tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes, we just realized that we have tomatoes growing. Now, right here, inside of that flower, we have cherry tomatoes. And another better one is this one.
Oh, wait, let me move it. Okay.
And the last one that I will show you is asparagus. Happy growing, everybody.
Wow, thank you.
Oh my goodness. You are a crowd favorite, and I knew you was going to be the only one that was going to be able to upstage Stephen Ritz. So thank you with that again. It is always a pleasure. You and your mom are absolutely amazing. And so the next person that we are calling up is Elkie, the farmer.
Hello, everyone. My name's Elkie McCullough, and my husband and I own and operate Rocky Ridge Farm in Lewisburg, North Carolina here. We're a 30-acre organic farm, and typically I speak about how the three things that the tower save: time, space, and water. But I know it's late, and I want to highlight the water savings on the tower, because as a farmer, that's just really the most amazing thing, and it's a very limited resource that a lot of places are, losing at a rapid rate, with the ability to refill the reservoirs and the underground water tables at a very low and diminishing rate. But now we have our greenhouse. We've got just one tower in that greenhouse right now, with the capacity to expand to have 12 towers in it. And to water our greenhouse, approximately 400 square foot area, we need to use about 250 gallons of water every single week. And just to drive the point home, how much water these tower gardens saves, that same 250 gallons of water for 1 week to water our greenhouse is enough to operate 12 tower gardens for an entire 2 months. So that translates to over 900 gallons of water every single month that we can save, you know, by using these tower gardens. And not only does it have that fantastic water conservation property, but it also is, oh, I'm sorry, because it's late for us. You know, we farm, we start early in the morning. But there was something else I wanted to share about that tower. Oh, is that it quadruples our production with a fraction of the water, because we're able to grow vertically rather than horizontally. So the amount of produce that we can produce in that same space is expanded, you know, quadrupled. And that's an incredible thing, to save that amount of water and to produce 4 times the amount of produce. And not to mention saving the time and weeding, because there's no weeding on a tower. And saving the money, because, you know, for those of you who don't have a farm and you're buying, you know, either your produce at the grocery store or the farmer's market, it's that the towers will start saving you money and paying for themselves after every harvest. And I'll just leave it at that for tonight. I know it's past 9 o'clock now. So thank you for having me on. That was an amazing special guest. And it's so inspiring to hear about planting the seeds to feed the hungry and the elderly, and you know, the disparity in the Appalachian area, and the you know, light and the livelihood that he's bringing to those places is just so inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. And Elke, you are just as inspiring, especially making us more conscious of water. Even in my daily activities now, because of you, I am more conscious of the water that I'm using, and I've heard other people say the same. So that's awesome. And yes, we had that amazing guest. So I know we're not going to get to all of our guests, but I do want to let Misty close this one out, because Misty is one of our guests. So we have our regular guests, and they'll be on next week. So I'm going to ask Misty if she'll close this out.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to say this was such an amazing, oh my goodness, this call. It was on fire, guys. So, I mean, everybody has, I mean, they've said everything, but if truly, this is an amazing company, a wonderful journey, this Tower Gardens, they provide so much, not only for yourself, but for families and communities all around the United States, and then some globally. So whoever invited you to this call, please get back with them and start your journey, guys. That's all I can say.
So I know that it's late, so I just wanted to show everybody my tower garden. I'm growing a lot of lettuce this time around, because and I have a tomato plant growing and some bok choy growing down here. I actually started the Tower Garden or Juice Plus about 2 years ago, because my dad was actually sick with bile duct cancer, and we needed something to feed his body as he was going through chemotherapy and radiation. And thankfully, he's alive and well today because of the fact that his strong tenacity, but also the power of fruits and vegetables. So this has really been a great thing for me, and it also helped me tremendously, because I had neuropathy, which is numbness in the inner thigh. And of course, they always want to give you medication, but what I decided to do was feed my body with fruits and vegetables, and Juice Plus has tremendously impacted my life. I have a lot of energy for a 58-year-old. So I can keep up with my grandson, and when I go to the doctors, my blood work is really very good. So I really attribute this to Juice Plus. So I would definitely recommend this for everyone.
Thank you so much, Janet. That is just so awesome. That concludes our call tonight.